Hey, it's been a long time since I put out one of these episodes. It's good to be back. I don't know how regularly they're going to come out. You know, maybe I'll go through stretches where I do one a week again. Maybe there'll be one a month. It's going to be just like the name of my book, Erratica. It's going to be erratic. It's not going to be on a set schedule. I know that goes against the grain of what they tell you you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do this regularly and consistently, and yeah, yada yada yada. And there's a new name, but it's the same show, really. Or I don't want to say it's the same show, but you know, it's my show still. So this is officially episode 30 of Everything and the Kitchen Cinco. So I don't have the audio recording, the audio intro, the sonic branding totally worked out yet. I have some ideas. I have a friend who's helping me do it a little bit, and yeah, I'm not gonna rush it. You know, I wanted to start putting episodes out, and eventually we'll get that intro going. That's why I decided to do this little video intro instead. The number one question everybody always asks about the show is, what's it about? Ian, what's your show about? And now I have a very easy answer, and it's right in the name. It's about everything. It's about anything. And that might sound ridiculous, but I don't think it is. You know, you want to come on the show, or I'm interested in talking to you, we're going to talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. We're going to talk about whatever you're willing to talk about. And that's the way shows should be. You know, they shouldn't be limited by time constraints and commercial breaks and all that other bullshit that when it comes to, you know, network television. That's the benefit of doing these shows, that we all get to do on our own. We don't have to put up with the way it's been done forever. We get to do it however the fuck we want to do it. It's a beautiful thing. It's been a beautiful thing in my life. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing the show, and I will do it for the rest of my life, even if times get tough, as they kind of have been this year, and I have to put the show on a hiatus. I'll always keep doing it. It'll always come back. And I also want to go places. You know, you can invite me places. I will come to you. I'm not promising I'm going to come to you, but I might come to you. Let me be very clear about that. Especially if you're at like MIT. Invite me to MIT. Show me what the hell you're doing at MIT. Or if you're an artist, you know, this is definitely, as an artist, I'm very dedicated to featuring other artists on the show, and I will most likely be very willing to go to your studio or wherever it is that you make your art and shoot you there. We could probably do the interview there too, as long as it's not too loud. But I'll feature your work. I'll show your work. So if you've been watching, you know that most of my guests have been musicians, and I've shot them performing live. To all of you who've come on the show, by the way, your episode is coming out. I promise. It's on its way. But there will be a lot of music. You can expect more of that. I fucking love music. I love being with artists and musicians. Another really exciting thing for me about this new direction, it's not really a new direction, I always intended to do this, but the name implies everything. We will be doing sketch comedy. You have some weird idea for an experimental film, let's do that. Whatever. And something else that really excites me about the show are the Photoshop portraits that I do of all my guests. Those will be collected into a book. And it'll feature, you know, maybe some quotes or excerpts and all the art from the show, which is, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. And those will be thinner, not as thick as Erratica, which is like that thick. It'll be, you know, a more manageable book. And they'll just come out for the rest of my life. Just like Erratica is going to come out, just like the show is going to come out, the book from the show is going to come out. So that's really fucking exciting. And yeah, I'm not going to do these intros. I'm doing this intro today just because it's the first episode of Everything in the Kitchen Cinco, episode 30, featuring my good friend Madame Vivien V. And she's one of the funniest people I've ever met. She's a drag queen. She performs drag around New York City, and you can catch her most nights of the week at House of Yes. We talk about a lot of fun stuff, some serious stuff as well. I hope you enjoy it. So until next time, this is Cinco. Out. Actually, I'm not out. We're going in. Here we go.
This picking it up?
You feeling comfortable? Ready to go?
Cozy. Yes.
Alright.
Is that a menorah? No.
No,
it's just a candlestick.
Yeah. I don't know if it counts.
I was like,
menorah needs to have what, seven candles?
No, they have to have 9.
9 candles?
Mm-hmm. When is this going to be published?
This podcast probably next year, January, February maybe.
Cool.
I keep recording them, and I keep falling. It's
next
easy to
year's
record.
like
it's hard to put them out.
Next year's in like 5 weeks.
It's already happening.
Oh
it's
my
already
god.
Here. Yeah. So, who are you? Who am I looking at right now?
I am Madame Vivien V, aka Scott Dennis, and I'm just a full-time, part-time woman.
Not full time. Do you consider yourself a man when you're Scott and a woman when you're Madame?
Ooh, we're diving in. Okay, we're going hard for gender questions. This is great. Hi, Luna.
Sorry, man.
Gender
she's
wants
just a
in
part of
on the
this
conversation.
podcast.
She has something to say about gender identity. I would say I identify when I'm in my masculine drag, my boy drag, some call it. I identify with male pronouns, but if you call me female pronouns, I won't care. Mm-hmm. But then when I'm in my lady drag, my femme drag, then I expect to be called by female pronouns because I did not put in all those hours of work to be called sir.
How many hours does it typically take?
Oh, it depends. I've started exploring different looks, started doing more masculine drag looks. So now I can do a look in a half hour, or if I want to go full goddess, then 4 hours.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 4 hours is the magic number, right?
4 hours is the safest number. It's what I set aside.
It could take longer.
It could take longer. It has taken longer. One time I was like, do you know what? I have nothing to do. It's 6 hours until the gig. I'll just get a head start. And lo and behold, I was still running late at the end of that 6 hours. Because if you give me the time, I'll take the goddamn time.
Are you always a little fashionably late, or are you always right on time?
Oh, I operate on drag time. Drag time is like being on time, but not at all.
Yeah. So when I'm looking at you right now, what did you say about your gender? Do you care? Do you think of yourself as female, or do you think of yourself?
I think
as
of myself
back and forth
as I'm a gender chameleon.
Yeah.
It depends on what color I'm camouflaging myself to be.
I mean, so you're an actor and an actress.
Yeah.
But as far as desire and internal feelings go, does that shift around, or is that
desire and internal feelings? Oh, are you talking about orientation?
Yeah.
Orientation, I don't feel like orientation has anything to do with gender. Orientation is, what you crave sexually. I crave men sexually, but I have found myself in situations where I have been with a woman. And later in life, too. It's only a few years ago. No, last year. Was it this year? When the hell was this? Costa Rica, 2000. It was this year. It was February of this year. Yeah, I hooked up with a lady in Costa Rica.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was a life-changing moment.
I'm going to try to throw this little dog a treat.
It's a cute-ass dog.
Yeah, cute pain-in-the-ass dog.
Yeah, cute pain-in-the-ass dog.
So that's funny.
You have
hooked up with some ladies.
Yes, I have. It was, like I said, it was a life-changing experience. I feel like I learned a lot more on how to respect a woman. I don't know how I can actually explain that, but it was interesting to to do something that you never imagined. So then I just felt like I viewed, so now if I'm in a weird situation, I'm like, no, there could be a chance I could actually hook up with this person. You never know. It's a weird ass life. I don't know. What were we talking about?
Do you put yourself in the polyamorous?
No.
No?
Wait, polyamorous? Oh, that has nothing to do with, I was thinking pansexual. I was like, I don't love people for people.
You generally just kind of hate people?
I generally just kind of, just deep down.
We're like a cancer on Earth.
Oh my God. Human beings are the worst kind of cancer.
Yeah.
But wait, I don't think there's a best kind of Cancer.
Yeah.
Well, wait, no. There's Cancer, the astrological sign. That's a nice Cancer.
And melanoma, if you catch it early enough, is not really that big of a deal.
Oh, but it's still Cancer. That one sucks. I'd rather just hang out with the astrological sign. No, I love people. I'm not polyamorous. Wait, I am polyamorous. No, I don't know. You have to be in a relationship, right, to be polyamorous. I've never really been in a relationship, that lasted longer than 6 days.
I think you could just, if you're not in a relationship or not, doesn't matter. You have many lovers, and you're not trying to tie yourself down.
But is that polyamory?
I don't know. I don't want to sound like an expert. I don't want to talk like I'm an expert on it.
Okay. Well, call in.
Yeah.
If you have a response, if you have an answer to this.
We got to get a live show going.
Yeah, let's go to the number is 555. No, but I think I would be polyamorous because I think jealousy is a wasted emotion. I think it's something that we're taught. You ever find that like jealousy? What is it? Jealousy is the thief of happiness, or jealousy is the thief of joy.
Sure. I don't think we're taught it. I feel like it's ingrained. It's just a natural thing. You can see it in puppies. I didn't teach my puppy jealousy. She gets jealous. But it definitely is. I agree with the wasted energy part, and it definitely steals it. Yeah, you can waste years of your life on being unhappy because you're jealous.
Right. It's one of those things you can tap into that, like, it operates at such a lower frequency, so it's easier to tap into that, and you can wallow. It can be addictive. Because, like, you are getting some sort of emotional...
The feeling of jealousy is addictive?
Right, yeah. Well, just any sort of negative feeling is addictive.
Yeah.
Because, like, you get some sort of, like, emotional rise from it, right? And that makes you feel human, and it validates your experience here on this planet. And
you talking about in a romantic way, like, oh, I'm going through a torturous situation.
Yeah,
I'm tortured and jealous.
Yeah, sure, that could be one of them.
My heart's being ripped out on a daily level.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. But you'll stay in that relationship because, like, at least you're feeling something.
Yeah.
But with jealousy, like,
it could also be infatuation, where you're not in a relationship and then you're just a creep and you're getting weird and crazy.
No, I don't think that's an infatuation. I don't think infatuation translates to obsession. Infatuation and obsession are two completely different things.
You think?
Yeah.
I thought they were
infatuation synonyms. Is loving. Like, you're just like, oh my God, I love you and I want to know everything about you. But I feel like infatuation has to be reciprocated in order for it to be infatuation. Because, you can be like, they're infatuated with each other. If they're not infatuated with each other, then I think it's obsession.
Should we look it up in the dictionary? Should we turn it into
I shut my phone off.
Linguistics podcast?
Yeah, actually, no. Yeah, let's look it up on the dictionary. What's the difference between infatuation and obsession?
I feel like we don't need to look up obsession. We get that. It's more than just a fragrance.
Oh, wait. Fragrances are disgusting.
I agree.
Know that they don't have to have the same regulations from the FDA? I heard that. I'm not an expert on this.
What,
but
if you make perfume?
Yeah, that they can have an ingredient listed as, like, trademark, and so it can be a secret ingredient. For all you know, it's gasoline. Gasoline's fumey.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of animal testing that still probably goes on, right? That was a big problem back when I remember in elementary school learning about that shit. Infatuation, an intense but short-lived passion or admiration for someone or something. So I guess you're right. It would need to be reciprocated then, and not.
No, infatuation. Wait, I completely did the miss. No, that's not what infatuation is. Infatuation isn't. You can't be. I was thinking about infatuation like a long-term term for obsession. No, infatuation is like just it's a fling. It's an emotional fling.
That's at least what the Google definition said.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. That's how it's used.
I thought it was more intense and perhaps creepy. Like you're not like it's not being reciprocated and you're just going crazy. But I guess that's obsession.
I just realized that my first love was actually just an infatuation. Ah.
Don't shout any names out if you're gonna make me cut them out later.
Oh no, I won't.
Only say things that I don't have to edit here.
Okay.
So don't mention anyone unless they're gonna be cool with being mentioned.
Absolutely.
How did we get on that? What were we talking about? Infatuation.
No idea.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Infatuation, obsession, love, orientation. Oh, yes. Orientation. I'm gay, but I've had relationships with women.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see myself ending up with a man if I so choose to seek out a partner.
To settle down.
Which I am single. Hello.
But not seeking a partner right now.
No, I mean, if they come around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do any of those apps. I don't actively, like, seek out a partner.
Yeah.
I think that those apps are strange. I feel like it's, like, okay, you know how when you meet somebody, you instinctually can decide if you like them within, like, the first 8 seconds?
I try not to base everything on that, but yeah, you
You
feel like you
don't
can
try to
size
base
someone
it,
up in a
but you can, but like
heartbeat.
you get a vibe from somebody.
Yeah.
And you know, it doesn't necessarily mean like if you're not attracted to this person for whatever reason, it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. You know, there's like just certain types of people that just don't click.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you have that instinct, right? Now, if you use those apps, you're meeting this person through the image that they are trying to portray themselves to be. So they're using their best photos, you know, they're writing the perfect profile. There's some people who make a living like writing these profiles for people or taking these photos for people, which is insane.
I should look into that. I need some spare change right now.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a weird, but it's just a weird phenomenon because it's like you're setting yourself up to just do this on repeat. It's like dating an addiction. Anyway, so you read this profile and you build up this.
The repeat is you're disappointing other people and then eternally being disappointed.
Yeah. I was just touching on that.
Scenario.
Yeah, but the point about the thing is that you so you read these profiles, you create a first impression, which is like in your conscious, and you're like, this is who this person is, and you're like, this is the kind of person they're looking for, and I can totally be that kind of person, and you give them a tone that you want them to have, and then you meet them in person, and then you have that subconscious first impression, and now it's clashing with your conscious first impression, and you know, maybe you two could have been friends, but now it's weird.
Yeah, off to a weird start.
I don't know many success stories, except for from Grindr.
They happen.
I've heard of success stories from Grindr.
That's cool.
Yeah, because like there's like no talking or whatever, and then they meet, and then they, you know, screw, and then they'll get to know each other.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, you're actually really cool, and you're a great lay. Let's hang out more. Yeah, I've heard of a lot of success stories from Grindr. That's funny.
I think it happens on Tinder.
Way to go, gays.
I'm trying not to be too cynical and like, I don't know, just shitty about life. But I feel like, all right, you have a success story. Let's give it another 3 years. Let's check in 3 years from now. Is it still a success story?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
not,
They've been together for 4 years.
Relationships get messy, and who knows what's going to happen down the line.
Oh, well, I mean, they're married.
That doesn't mean a goddamn thing.
Oh, I guess that's true.
You know, you can,
but now they
can
legally, you know, see each other in hospitals or whatever, and taxes.
Yeah. Well, it means yeah, for people who haven't previously been allowed to get married, it's a big deal. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I'm assuming they're two he's from another country. Salute.
Oh God.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Yeah, he's from England, and he's from.
Yeah, I don't mean it doesn't mean a goddamn
US.
thing, because it does. It means a lot. I mean, it doesn't mean anything in terms of, is the passion still there, and is it going to work in the long run? You know, marriage doesn't save.
Oh yeah, I guess you're
Save
right.
a love,
I mean,
you know?
you're right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for same-sex marriage, and marriage for anybody who wants to get married should be able to get married and all that.
Oh,
But I'm
I
definitely
was
in
so
a cynical state
disappointed
of
in
mind with
same-sex marriage. Yeah, and let me tell you, it was right after same-sex marriage came out. My mom calls me and she's like, "So, when are you gonna find somebody?" You're like, "God damn it!" You're like, I could have avoided relationships my entire life. They would have been like, "So if you sit down," you could have been like, "Oh man, I wish we could, but you know the law."
When your mom applies pressure, when she applies pressure, is it something you want to honor? Do you feel obligated now to find someone?
No, that was all just a joke.
Yeah.
I love same-sex marriage. I love equality. It's pretty awesome.
That's what we're fighting for, right?
Oh yeah, sure. Right now,
Right
we're
now.
totally fighting.
We're doing it.
That's what this is. This is me fighting
We got our fists up in the air. Equality now.
Equality now. Do you protest?
Yeah. I haven't. I mean, last one I went to was the Women's March. I haven't been since. Trump getting elected just kind of set me, like a lot of people, down. Like, I'm not going to pay attention to the news. I'm just done paying attention for a while.
Oh, no.
But I'll protest again for sure. Yeah.
I never stopped paying attention to the news. I think I got addicted to it. I have a weird nightly routine. I work at the nightclubs.
Yeah.
And then I come home and I de-drag, and I watch the news while I do all of this, and like sometimes I'll pick myself something to eat, and it's like 5-6 a.m. And then I get really frustrated and frightened while watching the news, and then I fall asleep listening to self-help books about self-love.
That's funny.
I know. And I'm like, this is a dangerous roller coaster that we are on.
That's super consistent.
It is. Oh, I forgot I moisturize too. Yeah.
You have to, right?
Absolutely.
All that makeup dries you out.
Good God.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's so intense. You've seen me. I like putting makeup on. I like doing funny face paint things.
Oh yeah, I've seen that stuff.
And it definitely messes up my skin. So is the key just lots of moisturization?
Oh, the key is, I got blessed with good skin. Luna, you don't even have skin that wears makeup. Don't chime in here. Anyway.
Damn, she's horrible.
Maybe she's talking about animal testing.
Yeah.
Animal testing is strange. It's kind of cowardice. It is cowardice. The people who are making it should be testing it on themselves.
Sorry for the second
Right?
interruption.
No. Yes?
What are you wondering about?
I'm trying to work through animal testing. I think that it's cowardice.
That is what?
I think it's cowardice.
Cowardice to do it? Cowardly?
Yeah.
Like test it on yourself? Yeah, we're
Kind of,
so
but
humane,
then-
right? And we just take it out on the animals instead.
I know, but like, no, but it's. I was thinking, I was like, well, I mean, what are we doing animal testing on? And it's like on medicines and on stuff like that. But I don't, I wonder is that ethical?
I think it depends on what's being tested, right?
Well, like,
some of it's definitely not ethical.
like if you're testing like makeup, right? And you're like, will this red lipstick stain the skin? Does it burn? You know?
That's kind of not ethical.
I don't think that's
Burning.
ethical. But then, how are you going to test your stuff? I guess that, that could be a very well-paying job for people who...
Desperate people.
Well, not necessarily desperate people, but masochists.
Right. So let's we don't want to. You don't qualify if you're just poor, because that would be unethical. But if you
That
like
is
pain and you
super
like
unethical.
feeling shitty, come get tested.
Wow.
Come.
Oh my
let
God!
us
What if we
smatter your face with
combined?
makeup. It might burn your
If
your
we were a
eyelashes off.
sexually open society, we could totally make human testing like a kink kind of thing, and people could like, that'd be so harmless.
I think you might be onto something.
I might be onto something. Okay,
I don't know
when
who
I
we should
develop
talk
my
to.
own makeup, I'm going to find some masochists to test, to legally test my makeup on. Oh, it's going to be great.
I know you have a Dom costume. Do you get involved in any of that stuff for real?
Oh, no. I am the biggest prude. I like feeling sexy, but I don't like being sexual. I'm still learning to love myself like that. It's the Dom costume. I have multiple Dom costumes actually, but those are just for play. Like those are just for, you go to some parties. They'll like the theme is Dom.
Right.
I think I've been flogged once or twice, but I wear padding, so they're just flogging my pads. I literally feel nothing.
Nice.
And
You talking about butt padding?
yeah, I'm talking about butt padding. No, what I'm thinking of, have I enjoyed any other kinks? No, I'm very much just a guy on guy, one on one. Well, not necessarily one on one. Like no clothes, no nothing, kind of person. Oh, also no sound restrictions. hate sound restrictions.
Sound restrictions?
Yeah.
Like, be quiet?
Yeah. That's why, like, in my household, we're like, we say we're a sex-positive household.
And if you bring someone home, you get to
Yeah,
go all
but we never bring anyone home. We're too busy working. And we work at the time that people are going home with people.
How many nights a week are you doing this?
Oh, I do drag 4 to 5 nights a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
It used to be 7. That was killer.
I feel like last time I really saw you, you were going through a particularly busy phase.
I was going through a busy phase the last time that we worked together. We were filming my audition video for Drag Race. And, you know, I think we had to have been doing 12 hours of drag a day. Like, from waking up and getting into it, doing the thing, then going to the gig, changing look after look after look, filming here,
yeah, you were
filming
squeezing real gigs in with the skits and the things that they told you had to shoot.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, it was wild.
It was, yeah. But we got it done.
Yeah.
And that was, I feel like my drag elevated after doing that. I feel like I put myself through a goddamn boot camp. You remember I had a complete, like, nervous breakdown.
I didn't see it. Did you have a breakdown?
Well, I threw a fit over a fascinator.
You definitely threw some fits, but I just assumed that was par for the course. I didn't realize.
No, I've gotten better at my fit throwing. I've gotten much better at my fit throwing, but I was embarrassed because you didn't know me well enough for me to be throwing fits in front of you the way that I was. I was artistically, creatively, and emotionally drained by the end of all that. I had to take a 2-day vacation.
I didn't feel it. I would have felt bad. I feel bad when I put people through that, but you put yourself through that, so I didn't have to feel that bad.
Oh, no, yeah. I had to.
That's just the nature of shooting videos. Luna down. Luna.
Oh, it is. Oh, my God.
Just crazy hours, no sleep.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's more than draining. It like you come out of it, you feel just like your ego's gone. You know who you are anymore.
Oh my God.
You don't want to do anything.
I know. Oh, I just filmed a web series that I have coming out. It's called. I'll wait.
No, tell me about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just getting water for both of us.
Oh, okay.
What is the web series?
Oh, well, the web series is it's called Dinner with Viv and Leo.
Did you write it?
Well, it's, I guess in a way, it's not really written. It's a cooking show. Yeah, it's all off the top of our head. But you see, that kind of stuff works when you film for hours and hours on end because you just take the best bits and splice together.
Yeah.
But what it is it's a cooking show. And it's premiering on December 21st. It's the first episode. The pilot comes out. You can find it on YouTube. You can see it on my YouTube channel, Madame Vivien V.
Nice.
Anyway, we'll also have it on Vimeo.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Oh, what it is childhood friend, Leo, right? He became a chef. We've known each other since 7th grade, and we grew up in Washington State. And he lives over here now in Connecticut. But we get together for the holidays. We always have since we were kids, right? And Leo was always an amazing cook, and I would always help. And then Leo married my best friend, Patty. She always tries to help, but she always just gets in the goddamn way. You know that friend that, like, you're like, oh, God, I really appreciate you, but please sit down. So we always give her some terrible, arduous tasks to do to keep her occupied for hours. Like one year we made her juice a pomegranate, and it kept her at bay for 2.5 hours. And then Leo does all the cooking, and I say that I'm helping, but really I'm just drinking a lot of cupcake Chardonnay and yelling at Leo about how he's not good enough for my best friend. Anyway, so we thought, let's put this on film. So we decided to make a holiday dinner together, and I make my world-famous eggnog, which is an alteration of Martha Stewart's recipe. It's gotten some Bushwick style to it. And, oh God, that sounded so hipster and pretentious. Oh. Bushwick style. Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, are you proud to live in Bushwick?
Oh, I am proud to live in Bushwick, but I hate when I sound like a gentrifier.
Yeah.
which is what I am.
We can't help it. It doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, or even, I mean, if we're white.
But it's my
just
home.
automatic.
It's where my heart matches the rhythm here.
Same. I can't really live anywhere else.
And well, I mean, you could.
I
we all
can.
can.
Yeah, we can. I love it here, though.
Absolutely, I love it here.
And then I hear myself saying something that
well,
bothers me too. Or I see something stupid out there, and I'm like, God damn.
No, that's it. That's it. Yeah, no, we contributed. But just as long as we do our part to maintain the integrity of the neighborhood, that's what's up.
Yeah.
You know, it's like right now we're in this beautiful collaborative loft space, you know, and I feel like this is very much the Bushwick that I know and that I love and that I really treasure. And then you see some of these like larger developments coming in, and it looks like
it's being pushed out.
IKEA shop.
The stuff we love will be gone in a few years.
Oh God, I don't
maybe
think
10.
that. No, we can fight for it.
Some of it will stick around.
You just shop with your dollar. You know, it's like instead of going to Rite Aid or a Dollar Tree or something like that. You know, or the Popeyes that's down the road. Like go to the local restaurant. You know, or go. Make sure that you visit your local bodega, your locally owned bodega, your locally owned wine store, liquor store, anything kind of store, falafel shop, Mexican restaurant. Oh my God, I found a Himalayan restaurant. Or the House of Yes. House of Yes has been around here for 11 years. I found this amazing Himalayan restaurant. You should go to it. It's in the neighborhood. Oh shit, this is I can't even give you goddamn directions nor remember its name. Okay. But there's a Himalayan restaurant in Bushwick. Find it. It's great. Anyway.
So let's talk about the House of Yes, because you still work there, right?
Yeah, I love it. It's my home.
I remember you telling me that you were the door queen, but your VIP services, you're the resident queen. Is that right? Did I say it right?
No. There's other drag queens there, but I am I guess I am resident queen of House of Yes. I'm the resident door queen. I'm the VIP host, so I assist in curating the VIP activations, and I get to be one of the first people that the patrons see when they come into the club. And it's nice. I get to meet so many people.
You do some go-go dancing every now and then.
I'm also a resident performer. Yes, I go-go and I MC. I have a few shows there, like the Glitter Unicorn Sparkle Spectacular.
Nice.
Or my my drag competition, Hot Mess. And on December 5th, I don't know if this will be out by then or whatever, but I'm having my Hanukkah Hot Mess, which is going to be a drag competition and Hanukkah party that I've partnered with David Kiss to create, and I'm so excited.
Nice.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
What is it? Just a party? Hanukkah
party? Yeah, it's a party, but David Kiss just has this flair about his parties. He's just such a good curator of music. So, like, it gets lit. And there also aren't a lot of, I would say, exciting Jewish events that I know of in the city. So, like, you go to a David Kiss Purim party, which he's been throwing for 12 years, or this is going to be our first Hanukkah party together. Like, they're the most wild thing. And I think it's because it's a genuine time of celebration. I don't know. I don't know why it is. But this is going to be fun because it's a cultural collaboration. A cultural collaboration nobody asked for. Drag and queer culture and Jewish culture. And there is intermingling, but like they're two very distinct cultures, and I can't wait to see them in a room together.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic.
Pushing boundaries.
Oh, well, it's going to be pushing something. I don't know. Maybe I'll find myself a nice Jewish boy. It'll be fantastic. My mother will be so proud.
So what do you think? I mean, we know the House of Yes is a club. It's a nightclub. It's one of the hottest nightclubs in the country right now.
In the world. We're number 2 in the world.
How do you classify that? How does that number 2 come about?
I don't know. It's what Time Out said. We're the number 2 thing to do in the world.
Cool.
The first thing was your mom.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Can't be her. By your mom, we mean whose mom? Not
Everyone's mom.
Everyone's mom.
Everyone's mom.
All your moms.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, what's it like working there for you?
Oh, every day's like going home.
It's become like home.
Yeah. I mean, the people that I love are there. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's this marvelous family of people that are driven to create, of people that are driven to entertain. So when we get together, we're always down to create with one another. We're always down to entertain one another. So the best stuff comes out. And we're all from really different worlds. You know, you have like this beautiful modern dancer, Caribbean island dancer, who's one of the greatest room activators ever, who you can put in any party and she will make sure that everyone is having the best time. And then you have, well, I don't want to call out anybody's name, but people will know who they are if they hear it. You have this marvelous
I just feel like you
graphic.
can shout out entertainers.
Oh, okay. Well, Queen Ravenden is what I'm talking about there. Then you have like Pixel Chick, who she's the co-producer of the Glitter Unicorn Sparkle Spectacular with me. She is an aerialist, a drag queen, and a visual artist. And then you have people like Allegra Meshuggah, who runs Foo Foo Ha, that pop clown troupe, is a great character actress and hyper queen. And, people like me. And you have all these people that are just, like, coming from all these different worlds. And it's a lot of femme energy. I like that. To work in a space that's female-owned and operated is something very rare, especially in a very, masculine-driven industry like nightlife. Like, I went to a club. I won't name it. I went to a club. They wanted me to check them out to see if I could vamp up their VIP program. And I go there, and they ran things so archaically. They didn't want to let these girls in because of their weight. And I'm like, what? And they're talking to the door queen, not the door queen, but the door girl, like she's not there when she's sitting 2 feet away from us, or standing 2 feet away from us. They were like, yeah, she's beautiful, but she's not fierce enough. Not even looking at her, not even acknowledging her.
Saying that right in front of her?
Right in front of her, so she can hear. And I'm like, what is this?
So the family at House Yes are just kinder too.
Yeah.
Include just kindness.
Femme energy can get corrupt too,
Yeah.
But I think femme energy is refreshing, and so we were in a place that it's, supported. But maybe what I'm saying when I say femme energy is like, not everything that we do is for the male gaze.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it when I'm there.
Yeah. We do it for everyone, so everyone can have a good time.
It's
Men, women,
yeah.
Magical creatures, everyone.
Would you say a majority of the people who work there and go there are like Burning Man type people, or is that too simplistic and not accurate?
I think that they are, if they have been, and I think that they could be if that's where they're choosing to have a good time.
It's like that type of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go there and you get a taste of it. People go there and they do things that they've never done before. Like, they'll go there and, there will be a back room that is a kinky dungeon, and they'll try something out. Or they'll go there and they'll get a chance to dance in a go-go cage over a gigantic crowd be a star for a moment.
You let people do that?
Yeah, we've let people do that. Yeah, nice. If you have the vibe, baby, you go there and you have yourself a good time. We encourage people to dress up and express. Yes, you should. We encourage people to dress up and express themselves, which people don't get to do as often as they would like. We, encourage outrageous behavior. Like if the event is sold out and you come there and you are broke as hell, but you are going to give that party a good time, we'll let you in to have a good time. I had a guy come up to me and he showed me his photo of this costume that he had in his car. And he wears this suit, this nice suit, and he puts on a giant disco ball. And he just asked, he's like, if I wear this, can I get a discount? Not even asking to come in for free. Wanted a discount.
Just a discount?
Just a discount. And I'm like, hell no. So we just let him in for free.
Isn't that and we gave him. If you come in costume, you get him for free, or is that not a thing anymore?
Oh,
that's a specific night.
That's specific nights.
Okay.
Like that's something that happens.
No.
But we like if you come in a drag look to our Hanukkah party, you'll get in for free.
No.
Because there is an issue with that. You can't just make that a mainstream thing. Because what is to say what is a costume and what is not a costume?
I could throw a scarf on and a glasses, say I'm Harry Potter.
Right, absolutely, and that could be you stepping outside of your box.
Right.
You know,
or it could be a scam.
Or it could be a scam. But sometimes, you know, there's no way of knowing, and how are we to question somebody's experience like that? You know, so it's that's the other fun thing about working the door is I always go full out. You know. As I like to go as hard as I can. I don't like repeating an outfit. So if somebody shows up and they're like, oh God, you know, with their glasses and their scarf and they're feeling like they're overdressed, they'll see me and they'll feel right at home. Because they're going to be completely underdressed no matter what.
You feel like your presence at the door puts people at ease.
Oh, I don't know. I think my presence at the door does a different thing for different people. Yeah. For a machismo, you know, hyper, you know, toxically masculine person, it makes them uneasy. Yeah. You know, or you know, because they're like, am I going? They'll ask if somebody comes up and they ask like, so is this like a gay place? And it's like, maybe this isn't your night to come in. Maybe you should go home and do some research. Definitely. You know. What a dumb question. It's a silly, like, what does it matter if it's a gay place? You're here in the line. Yeah. Do you want to go in? And it's like, what are your intentions? Are you here for yourself? Or are you here to violate another person? You know? Is your good time dependent on if it's a gay place or not? It's kind of silly, isn't it?
Totally.
Because you can have a good time without, you know, having to make your end goal having a hookup or having to make your goal to get wasted. You can just go there and have a good time. Yeah. Like finish the thing with the disco ball guy. We let him in for free, and I gave him enough drink tickets, you know, to make him quite comfortable. And he leaves after an hour. He has a great time. And he gives back the drink tickets. And he's like, thank you so much for the generosity. He was just there to party. Yeah. And it's like, good for you, girl. You live your life. Yeah. So it's a place where you get to do that. And you get to experience that. You get to express. Yeah. Truly express. Without judgment. We're not going to let you in, you know, because you're overweight, you know. Like, that was so... They weren't even overweight, those girls. They just didn't like their size. You know? Oh, God, that was so mean. Even if they were overweight. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there is that...
People are people. Let people have a good time.
Yeah.
It's...
There are other places in the city like it, though. I mean, maybe not as big and wild as it, but do you feel like that part of the culture is growing, the open-minded part of the culture, and places for people to party in open-minded settings? Or do you feel like House Yes is one of the only places? Oh,
I feel like it's growing.
Right?
Like over on the West Coast, they have Meow Wolf. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's definitely growing.
Every city has many places.
I feel like that happens when things get dark politically. As people try to find strong ways to express themselves, you know, to escape. Like look at these great artistic movements, and what people are trying to do is they're trying to leave reality, and now we have the technology to like really do it. So we're trying to create these environments and these, installations and these activations and these virtual realities and whatnot, and these performance spaces to immersive performance spaces to really take us away from the world that we are in. I think it's a subconscious way of coping, and it just sort of flows through the air, and people are like, yes, this is what I need to create right now.
Coping, maybe processing, hopefully it's not all escape.
I think it's more coping.
More coping and more escape than processing and healthy building.
Okay, maybe it is processing.
Because there is an element too, just by doing that, it's an act of defiance. Maybe that's too heady, but...
No, partying with a purpose is an act of defiance. Yeah, you have to actually, you have to do it right though. Especially
if you're living under a totalitarian regime where, you're not allowed to be gay and it's illegal to do certain things. Like then it's obviously a statement.
Right. So long as you're not harming another person's experience.
Right, yeah, of course. Yeah. But here in New York it is too, right?
What's that?
It's like that here in New York too, even if we are totally under an oppressive regime.
Oh, New York is a bubble city, and it's safer here than it is many other places, is what I feel. And I've been gay bashed.
Yeah. Here and abroad.
Here in New York.
Yeah.
I haven't been gay bashed anywhere else. I mean, I was bullied growing up in Washington State.
But you still feel it's safer here.
I do. I do feel it's safer here. I think you need to be smart.
Right.
I mean, after that incident, I took self-defense classes and I started going to the gym, and I don't walk with my headphones. I got a bike so I can do that and not have to spend so much money on cars. Do you mind
talking about that experience?
Oh, what do you want to know?
You were jumped, right? You were.
Yeah, I was gay bashed after.
They beat you.
Yeah,
they robbed you.
They did. I mean, it was February 9th, 2016.
I think it was 16 because that's when we did the RuPaul.
That's right.
Video together.
It was February 9th, 2016. It was not too long after that. But when we did that video, I wasn't over it then. I'm still not over it. I'm still working on getting over it. Anyway, so I think it was February 9th, 2016. Yes, it was definitely 2016. It was a Thursday night, and it was between 11 and 11:15 p.m. And I was leaving Bizarre Bar to go to Tilt to talk to them. It's another club that's over by McKibben Lofts. To talk to them about throwing a party there. Because I'm a businesswoman, I'm always on the go. So I only had one cocktail at Bazaar. I wasn't listening to my music, and it snowed the night before, so there's still snow on the ground. And I'm walking, and I'm dressed up in my masculine and my boy clothes. I'm wearing my furs and things. And even if I wasn't, and I was in drag, and even if I was, bare naked walking through the streets, even if I hadn't had a cocktail, even if I was listening to music, this should not have happened to me. This shouldn't happen to people. You don't take advantage of people when they're vulnerable. That's monstrous. So I'm walking down, and I'm on White, and I'm about to turn on to McKibben. I forgot the name of that other street. And I hear two people running up behind me. And so I turned around, and I saw them. And I had enough time to turn and face forward and go, oh, they must just be going out for a jog. And then the next thing I know, I get hit in the back of the head. And my next thought is, this isn't happening. And
hit with a fist or hit with a bat?
I don't know.
Some object?
I think it was a fist. And I fall on the ground and I go to turn up to look up to see what had happened, who was there. And they immediately just started stomping on my face. And they were both just stomping on my face and kicking me repeatedly. And they wouldn't stop. And I assumed that they wanted to rob me. And so I gave them my cell phone, which stopped them from kicking me long enough for me to get up and try and run away. And I started screaming. I think I was screaming fire because I heard somewhere that if you scream fire, people are more likely to help.
And if you yell help?
Than if you yell help, yes. And I remember seeing a brick wall that was by the park, and I'm like, get away from the brick wall because they can hit your head against the brick wall and that will kill you. Mm-hmm. And they came after me, and they ripped off my first shot. It was a snap release, so one of them fell. And then they ripped my fur coat, and the collar came off, and I was able to get away again. And then they got me again, and they got me on the ground. And then they just wouldn't stop kicking me. Even after they got what I had, they wouldn't leave me alone. They wanted me gone. I heard one of them say car, like you do when you're a kid and you're playing in the street. You're like, car. And I saw the headlights, and I got myself to get up, and I threw myself in front of the oncoming car. And I looked monstrous. There's a documentary out there that shows my face. Because I got interviewed a couple days after. I looked monstrous. And I was terrified. And I go to the driver's side of the car, and I'm crying, and I asked the man, I said to the man, I said, I've been, please help me, I've been mugged. And he said, you should call the police. And he drove away. And he left me there in the dark with my attackers. And that moment was the moment that I actually thought I was going to die. There are times in life that I thought, this is it, this is where I die, but I didn't really think it. There, I was ready to accept it.
Continue beating you till you were dead.
They were there to destroy me. And I remember just thinking, this is what began my deep fascination with death and the other side. But I just remember thinking, I didn't know it was going to go this way. And I thought that I had more time, and I was thinking about my dad, because I hadn't spoken to my father in like 4 or 5 years at that time. And I thought that, that was someday I was going to get a phone call, and they were going to say, he's on his deathbed. And I was going to fly to Washington, and I was going to, say to him, I've always loved you. And then he would die knowing that I always loved him, but he was going to be the one to go. But now I was going to die, and he would never know why I stopped talking to him, and he would never know that I actually loved him. And so that also triggered me down a path towards actually forgiving him. So it had its silver lining. But while this flash is happening, this literal flash of an acceptance of death is happening, another car pulls up from another road, and the woman throws open her door, and she tells me to get in. And I get into this car, and I owe my life to that Uber driver and that woman.
She was an Uber driver?
Well, no, there was an Uber driver, and then there was the woman.
Oh, okay.
He stopped the car. He was willing to stop the car. And she took me, and she took care of me.
Gotcha.
Her name is and she saved my life.
That's amazing. It's especially amazing contrasted with the guy who drove away and told you to call the cops.
Yeah, it is.
You called it a flash. In a flash, there's a dichotomy of a good person and a bad person. A person who puts themselves on the line to save someone and someone who doesn't.
They both did. They were going to be fine, though. They had a car. Mm-hmm. But they didn't have to stop. I'm really glad they did. Would have sucked to have died. Especially there. I had so much to do.
Yeah.
So, I was distraught, and the police came. And, they were screaming at me to get in the back of the car. Not very hospitable at all. And Sabisha saw that I was terrified because I'm equally afraid of the police. The police scare me. I was incarcerated when I was a youth for a weekend, and it was very traumatic. And I don't care for police officers. But what is it? I gave them the report. And not the police officers who picked me up, but the detectives who were working on the case at the precinct, they were very nice. And then this man came in, and he was very. He must have been their boss. He was very upset with everyone in the room. Well, I think he was more upset with the situation. He had a lot of compassion for me, and he was upset that this even happened. Like, this is supposed to be safe. This should not be happening.
He was angry at the bigger.
He was
angry
at the bigger
not
scene,
angry at any one person.
Well, there was something that happened that I was not comfortable with. He did say, I appreciate this man's compassion. But he did say, like, when I showed him the route, he commented, he's like, so some of you guys probably drove right past these guys. So what I don't know for sure, but what I felt like was being implied was they drove past them and they could have stopped them before it happened. But that's Minority Report business.
Yeah, they're not supposed to.
You can't do that.
They haven't done anything yet.
They hadn't committed a crime.
Yeah.
So that would have meant profiling them in some way.
But he was implying that they should have stopped them.
That they could have stopped them before if they were to have been profiled.
Yeah, maybe it was just like you said. He was just trying.
That's what I am implying.
He doesn't mean it,
but he was really caring for me, and in a bit of a hard way, in the softest way that I feel he could. Mm-hmm. And he insisted I get an ambulance, and I told him no, I didn't have insurance. And he said, I remember, he said, it was our duty to protect you, and we didn't do that, so you will not be receiving a bill. And that was so sweet.
From an ambulance or from them, the police?
From the ambulance that he had called.
So he did get you he got you an ambulance.
So they got me an ambulance. The ambulance, wow. They were fucking morons. So I'm down there with the medics, and the police were going to give me a ride home if I didn't take the ambulance. I'm shaken, and I am, I'm traumatized. I'd never experienced something like this before.
Yeah.
And I'm disfigured in my face, and I'm sore. And they're asking me these questions, they're doing the things, and they're going to take me out. And then I asked who would take me home from the hospital. The police were going to take me home. Now, if I'm leaving the police, who's going to take me home? And they said, oh, the hospital will give you a Metro card. And I had a full-blown panic attack. Because there I am in my torn, faux fur coat, missing my shawl. And they're going to offer me a a Metro card. You know, I already look like a victim. You know, you can't put me out in the world. And then they got me to calm down, and they said that they would get the hospital to call me a car service, but I would have to pay for it. And I'm like, I'm fine with that. I get to the hospital and I'm left alone more than once, just in a hallway. And they make me navigate myself, and people are, you know, it's late at night, and I I'm still scared to death. You know, I was almost beaten to death. And there was no kindness at the hospital. I got lost once. The only time that I got kindness is when I got lost. It was the Wyckoff Hospital. The only kindness I got was after I got lost, and they found me in some hallway. And because there were so many people, there were like 4 people, and I was lost and I was scared, I had another panic attack. And they saw me crying, and then they gave me some guidance, and they just told me where to go. They still didn't take me there. They just told me where to go. And then, can you believe it? I get a call the other day from the hospital wanting to charge me for the thing, an over $2,000 fee for the care that I received from them after I was gay bashed and nearly beaten to death. So somewhere along the lines, the paperwork was not filed. You know, the ball was dropped. This is an easy fix, right? I literally just have to contact the hospital, contact the police department. It'll be solved. But it is still triggering. And it's also just like the audacity. Like, did you not know that I was a victim of a very violent hate crime? Could you not see that on me? Was that not taken into account? So when the woman called me, I told them I would not be paying the bill. Like, it was, if you want the bill paid, contact the people who attacked me. You have them in custody. You know, have them pay my bill. Those assholes attacked not just me, 6 other people, 6 other gay people.
They were targeting
homosexuals. They were coming up from Coney Island into the area and targeting homosexuals.
Man.
After they attacked
end up in jail, or are they out?
I'm not 100% sure. I know that, yes, actually, one is in jail. The other one, there is a warrant for his arrest, but I have not heard anything, and I haven't looked into it.
Wow.
And I now have a restraining order against one of my attackers.
The one who's out?
The one who's in jail.
The one who's in jail.
Because he's the one that's been captured. An automatic restraining order was made, something along those lines. Mm. But I remember when they called, they found him because they got my cell phone, right? My cell phone wasn't locked, and they used my cell phone to buy food. They cleaned out my accounts, and they ordered so much food and Ubers, like VIP Ubers, for days. The police asked me not to shut off my phone and let them do it. So they did it. And they were ordering these cars and this food to their address in Coney Island, getting the Super Omega SUV VIP Ubers, pointless shit that was costing so much money. I got all the money back, thank goodness. But one charge that I missed until after a week was they bought a celebratory meal after attacking me for pickup 45 minutes after.
Right
after they got me. So they were able to pick up, even though I was giving the police the investigators the home address, they needed more for whatever reason. So they were able to identify the men through the security cameras at the food place that they picked up their food.
They needed that because what if they get an address and go there with a warrant, there's still no way to prove it's them. They needed security cameras to prove it was them.
I suppose.
God damn, man. That's fucking...
So here you are just sitting there watching your bank account get drained while these people are buying
is there any
meals and cars that you now can't afford after they tried to beat you to death.
Did you get paid back for any of that?
Yeah, I got all that money back.
Okay. Well, at least that worked out. Jesus.
Yeah. And at least we were able to find them.
Hospitals are horrible places. It's like I know there's a lot of great people at them, but they're overworked. And
I'm not
there's
used to that.
at them too.
When I was a child, and I would go to the hospital. Those are the other times I would go to the hospital. When I was a child, I was treated so nicely.
Yeah, I've had
they need to treat people like they're children.
It's pretty terrible. It's pretty terrible. It's just it's a combination of there's not enough people on staff, and it's just crazy, you know? It's unpredictable what's going on there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's unbelievable that you were just lost walking down a hallway, and you were all beaten up.
Yeah. It sucked. But, like I said, silver lining set me down a path towards forgiving my father. And,
yeah. You ended up calling him or talking to him?
I spoke to him this year. It took me more time, but it set me on a path towards therapy. It set me on a path towards meditation.
Nice.
Consistent meditation. I'd already done Vipassana.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at you, chilling out. It really made me start loving myself and treasuring the time that I have on this planet.
Yeah. There is a silver lining in these things. Well, I'm sorry that had to happen to you.
Yeah, but, you know, better me and survive than someone else and die.
Yeah, I just can't believe they were kicking your face into the ground like that repeatedly.
Thank God it snowed the night before. It provided cushioning.
Yeah, there was cushioning.
And they never got my eye socket nor my ear.
Yeah.
Oh, they got my ear. They got my ear once, but didn't turn into cauliflower ear. Thank God. I gotta turn that look though.
Jesus. What do you turn the cauliflower ear look? Wear a singlet?
Oh yeah, I could do that.
So let's change gears. Do you remember how we met? Not at all.
Was it at a party at your old place?
No, it was at a Bizarre Bar back in the day. I was trying to find someone to twerk in a music video, and Scott Stevenson introduced me to Eden. So you, me, Eden, and Scott and Jem were all hanging out at Bizarre Bar one night.
Was that the night that Eden? Did I just trip the dog?
No,
I am so sorry. That's so funny. I've never seen a dog do such a human thing like tripping.
Oh yeah, she's super clumsy.
It's amazing. You adorable puppy. Was that the night that Vagina Slim was born?
I don't know.
And she did that candy corn act where she took a bath in a shower of candy corn.
I came in late to the hangout session, and there was no show going on. It was just we were all just chilling.
Oh,
you were not in drag. It was just everybody was.
I
met you as Scott Dennis, and you were like, come to my. I think it was Bordello was the show you were doing at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what the hell was going on that night. I don't remember that night. I do remember that night vaguely. I miss Scott.
Yeah.
Oh. May he rest in peace.
Our friend Scott passed away. But yeah, that was how we met, and it wasn't until I don't know. It was just like a slow blooming friendship. I forget. You just started hiring me to shoot you at things. I think. I came to.
I only am friends with people that I work with.
Right. That's the way we operate here in Brooklyn. We're always working.
I think that's just a New York kind of thing.
Like we're kind of friends, but we're working.
No, I have people have friends too.
Yeah.
Like I have friends that in this city that I can call and cry on the shoulders of. But you know, they also work together. It's about efficiency.
Yeah. We can have friendly conversation and get a job done at the same time.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're kind of always working just period, though. I mean, from the moment you wake up, you got to get ready to go out in a way, kind of.
That's true.
At least when I've been with you, that's what's going on.
Yeah, I work full time.
Yeah.
I take my days off now. I find that you need to in order to stay sane in this city.
What do you do, Mondays and Tuesdays or Sundays and Mondays?
I'll do like Sundays, Mondays, sometimes Tuesdays. I've learned that I do still do work on those days, but I work at a glacial pace. So every other day though, it's you wake up and you start getting ready and you go. But it's fun because I'm taking care of myself. Like my body and is my money maker. I'm
Yeah.
a drag queen, and so is my face. So why don't I, make sure that I wash my face properly and that I moisturize and that I take care of my teeth and that I, try to stay in shape and that I watch what I eat. Like, it's like,
Do you work out?
yeah, I work out every day.
You go to a gym?
Not anymore. I was going to Blink for a while, but now I'm working out at home with a friend. We're doing a project together.
That's what I do.
We do go 5 days a week for an hour, hour and a half a day.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. I need to get my hours up. I have a pretty brief workout. I need to do more.
Oh, yeah. It's nice. I started finally seeing results, and let me tell you, when you feel healthy, well, when you feel better. I feel like my confidence level is just like gone up.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the working out is absolutely essential to part of what you do, right? Like to being the
I think
drag
it's
queen that you are?
essential to being a human being.
It's just healthy. Like it's not just
Yeah.
you need to look good at what you do.
No,
You need to
no.
work out.
It's also it's connecting with your body,
Yeah.
and strengthening your body. It's taking care of that vessel that you're in.
Yeah.
It's like, it feels good at the end.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, this fucking sucks. And sometimes, you're
During it sucks.
depends on the person.
You
I
gotta
like
convince
the strain.
yourself that it doesn't suck while it's sucking.
Yeah.
That's what a hot yoga teacher said to the class one time.
I love hot yoga.
She was like,
I'm used to
this is the hardest part. This is the part that everybody thinks sucks. I need you to convince yourself that it feels great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing mind fucking.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I love Bikram yoga.
Yeah, I wish I could do it every day.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
They have great passes, but you have to go into the city. Oh my god, it's so much fun. I think I have environmental tolerance. I'm not the type of person that's like, it's too hot. Like, I just adjust what I need to adjust, but if I can't adjust it, I'm like, can't adjust this.
And you go through it?
And you just go through it.
Yeah. Some people really will faint, You see, like, some people have to stop, and it's up to the teacher to gauge that. You don't want to kill anybody.
Oh, right.
Has Bikram yoga ever killed anybody, though?
I wouldn't know. You can Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what else you got for me?
What, we went over routines and habits. I mean, what's going on? What's going on in your world? I remember you mentioned to me one time that you didn't want to do videos. You felt like you've been making videos. People have been doing videos on you, and they were just going over the same material. Do you remember saying something
documentaries?
like that? I presume they're like mini doc stuff because that's like.
Yeah, where they all ask the
They
same
come in
goddamn questions.
and has to fit
What
in
does
3
your
minutes or
drag
5
name
minutes or
need?
Oh, that's horrible. Get the ball.
When they all ask the same goddamn questions. They're like, what does your drag name mean? Why did you start drag?
Yeah.
What is your fiercest move? And you're like, ugh.
I want to know those too, but what I guess my question is like, I would hope
Just
that
watch
a
one
show
of those
like this is a place
documentaries.
where we can talk about the things that you do want to talk about that people don't ask you about.
Yeah, I've been talking about those things.
What are there any other things you can tell me? Places we can take a conversation that people don't normally take it. Because I know everybody always wants to know drag questions, or they ask you maybe. I'm sure like there's a lot of masculine dudes out there who ask you stupid questions too.
Oh, yeah. Dudes ask dumb questions often. Or they don't ask questions.
But they're afraid to talk to you?
They're afraid to talk, or they try to dominate a situation. They'll be like, thank you, sir. And you hear the pointed sir, and it's like, you're trying to belittle me by dismissing the art that I have clad my body in.
Yeah.
And then you stop and you say something. Or when someone walks up to the door and it's like, yo, how much for my party? I got 2 guys and 3 girls. And you tell them the price, and they're like, for girls? And you're like, yes, because women are not commodities. And they're like, or they're like, fuck that. And I'm just like, huh. If I was one of those women, I would have just left that group, which has happened. Oh my God, that was divine. There was this woman one time in the line. It was her and this guy, and they were on a first date. And in order to get in that night, it required costume. And I was like, I need something.
Yeah.
And I was like, go put glitter on. Go do something, you know? So they go to the costume truck, and she puts glitter on, and it's his turn, and he refuses. And he's like, I just don't think that that's serious. I'm not comfortable with it. And they actually come back together, and I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. And I'm like, if you're gonna be in this world, I need you to participate. You can't just observe, you know? And if you're not comfortable with it, that's fine. You know, we have other events that you're more than welcome to come to. So they go back to the truck. They don't even go inside. He still refuses and wants to go. And she's like, no, I want to stay. And if you can't do this for me out here, I'll find somebody in there who can. And so she comes back, and I'm like, hell yeah. And I gave her a free pass. It was great. And then later that night, found her in the hot tub after like 4 a.m. on the roof. It was amazing. And we all hung out, and I met one of my future lovers. Oh, yeah.
All that night?
All in one
You
night.
have a lot of nights like that, I imagine.
Yeah,
It's
not
like,
as much
maybe
as
not
I
every night
used
is
to.
like that, but-
I mean, they used to be every night like that. I've slowed down a little bit in my days.
It's a wild thing to have your job. For you, it's just your job, but for all these people, they're going out and having people go to House of Yes to have a special night. You know?
Oh, it's not just my job. I love this shit.
Well, yeah, I don't mean
Yeah.
to say it like it's just your job, but it is your job. Whereas for them, it's like they're having like the craziest fucking most special night
Yeah.
of all time, or at least maybe the whole year.
There are parties
And-
that I get really excited for, though. And I go and I get to be those people.
What are the best parties?
Oh.
Like you're not working, you're just going to party.
Yeah. Best parties: Disco Technique, Dirty Thursday, House of Love, Hot Mess, Glitter Unicorn Sparkle Spectacular, Dirty Circus, Blunderland. Yeah. What is? I'm trying to think of any of our other themed events. Pink Mammoth. Oh, love them.
What's Pink Mammoth?
They are a Burning Man camp that throws great daytime parties at the Burn, but at House of Yes, they just throw some of the best parties ever. Oh. And, yeah. That's what I would say off the top of my head. But, like, I love going as a patron. Like, this Thursday, I'm going to our Rihanna party, which is just a pandering party. We're going to play Rihanna track after Rihanna track. And I'm going to go there, and I am going to find somebody, and I'm going to dance with them all night.
Nice.
While lip syncing every single word to every single of her old songs, so they don't know a lot of her new stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I always want to go there. I always want to be there, but I always find myself there on like a weird night where I didn't expect to be there.
Oh.
And it's often working. It's often like, oh shit, here we go. Now here I am again.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to hang out. I hate having my camera there. I hate working with my camera. Period. Actually.
Oh yeah.
But it's like it brings. I'm blessed. You know, I was blessed that night that you let me shoot there. I felt privileged at the same time that I was like, God damn, I wish I didn't have this camera.
Oh.
It was like
That was a good party too.
Yeah, we were allowed to have. You gave me carte blanche at the House of Yes, essentially. I could go anywhere and shoot
You
anything.
could. What's carte blanche?
Free reign to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could, and you did, and it was great.
Yeah, I mean, I always look back and wish we did more. Instead, I was using the drink tickets you gave me.
Oh.
And Because you kept disappearing. You were also working.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I'm gonna come find you in a minute. So I'd just be like waiting around.
Yeah.
Definitely
what else are
using
you
the drink
supposed to
ticket
do?
in that moment. And then,
Oh,
then you would come
goodness.
find me again, and we'd go do some wild shot, climb up. What do you call that thing you climb up where you're on stage?
That's just the ledge.
The ledge. We
Yeah.
climbed up the ledge, and you were doing one of your flagship moves because the video we were making, you were
Where I
supposed to tell them.
consensually remove men's
Yeah, you
shirts.
were. I forget what you told the drag race what your signature move was, but it turned out while we were making that video, we learned your signature move is you pull shirts off of straight white men.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
really
not,
any
maybe not
man.
white men, any man.
Any man.
Preferably straight.
I can. It doesn't even. They don't even have to be straight.
We were up on that ledge, and you were pulling shirts off and throwing them down into the audience.
Yeah, that's true. And those were a bunch of straight white men. But, well, one of them, not so sure.
That was funny.
He'll learn about himself later in life.
Yeah.
But, no, yeah. But they weren't dressed up. That was my issue.
Yeah, they were wearing, like,
They were so boring.
button-up shirts or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like, let's get rid of this shit. Ugh, I hate when, like, people show up and it's like, the girls dressed up and the guys not dressed up. And they're like, I'm like, what is this? Like, take your daughter to trick-or-treating day
It's
or
hard as a
something? I
straight
don't
white
know.
man to free yourself
fuck
up and
off.
get in costume.
Oh my God, cry me a goddamn river. You can do whatever you want. You're
Hey,
just
I'm not-
afraid of
I'm not arguing
challenging.
that
I know,
we
you're
can't do
fine.
whatever
You
we
dress up.
But it's hard. It's harder.
Yeah.
In a way.
Sure. Harder.
Yeah.
Harder in terms of what?
It's psychological. Yeah, it's not physically harder. It takes the same amount of time.
Oh no, I
all
was
mental.
saying, I was like, no, it's a pretty uneven trade in terms of
Psychological
privilege
barriers
to your own personal psychological shit.
Yeah.
Because at least that's your own self holding yourself back. That ain't society.
Right? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe harder is the wrong word. I think
It's
it's just hard for them to
Yeah.
get past their psychological
oh,
blocks.
absolutely, because they have to continue trying to prove that they are heterosexual. That's what it really is.
I mean, I don't know what it is for me. I'm not like trying to prove, but I definitely don't want to wear certain things, you know? I
Well,
don't-
then you don't wear those things. You wear what you want.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
But you be creative about it.
Yeah.
Show us that creative side. If
There is
you
a part of
don't-
me that wishes-
everyone has one. That's all we're asking.
I do
We're not
wish I
asking
could
people
wear
to
like
do something.
face paint every day, like literally every day.
Yeah, then you just can fucking do that.
But I'm not going to.
Right.
I actually wore my Halloween costume
your
the day
choice.
after Halloween this year on the way to the park with Luna.
Yeah.
And this group of high school kids surrounded me and they were like, "It was not Halloween anymore. You tripping, man. What the fuck is wrong with you?" And they were all fucking with me. And I was like, shit, is this the moment where I finally get jumped in New York by a bunch of fucking middle school kids?
What was the costume?
It was the same shit I usually do. The skeleton thing and makeup and everything. And I was in full costume. Day after Halloween. And everybody was staring.
What were you in full costume for?
I just hadn't taken it off. It's a pain in the ass to take it off, and I usually get home really late on Halloween and I just pass out.
Oh, and you're taking the dog out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
And because, like I said, I want to wear it. I like wearing it out, but I feel like it's almost better to wear that out on a random ass night than the day after Halloween.
Day after Halloween might be weird because costumes aren't ingrained in our entire culture.
People literally stop the day after. It's like, oh, it happened that night. No more.
Right. And then they'll start dressing up again the next weekend.
Right.
But we didn't. We had a Halloween hangover the next day, so we were like, let's wear your costume, but your bad one, or wear your leftover costume. You could have worn it there.
What is this? A party or?
Halloween hangover, Dirty Thursday, free party.
Yeah.
Super fun, every Thursday.
You're getting very comfortable on this couch right now.
I'm getting so comfortable on this couch right now.
This
I'm
is like, we could turn this into a therapy session too. It could be like, I could sit over there.
Oh my God, no. I
Ask
already
you
have a
probing
therapist.
questions. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about this?
Oh, that's how, I've just been telling you how I feel about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you what do you think you're doing moving forward? Are you trying to evolve and grow into something different? Or you're like super happy with where you are right now. Like, what about acting?
Oh,
You looking to act?
yeah. I got back into acting. I did a commercial for Planned Parenthood where I get to say, fuck dancers. And it played in every taxi in New York City.
Fuck dancers in relation to what? Why fuck dancers?
We were all saying, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that. And some of us were like, yeah, fuck this, yeah, fuck that. And so that was where my Jonathan Miranda, that was actually a funny thing. So I get this this call or this email asking me to come in and audition for this play called the Pie Shop Play. And I go in, I audition, I nail a callback. I go to the callback in drag, nail that, and they're like, we're also casting for this commercial. Do you want to go upstairs and audition for it? And I did, and then got a callback for that. So I did another audition for the callback. And so on the same day, I got 2 emails, one confirming me for the commercial for Planned Parenthood. The other one confirming Pie Shop Play. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm breaking back into acting. I haven't done this in years. I was so nervous. But the best thing about the Planned Parenthood commercial is they cast, of all the people in the goddamn city, my roommate, Michael, as well.
Oh, yeah?
And...
You knew that going in, or you just found out after?
Found out after. Also found out after it was being filmed at, guess where? House of Yes.
Like everything these days, huh?
Yes. So I was like, oh. And so when Michael and I got there, Michael and I were like, they were like, are you guys comfortable dancing in the cage? I'm like, we dance in the cage multiple nights a week. We're good. Like,
you're right at home.
Oh my God. Yes. Ironically. Pun intended. Ironically, pun intended. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I saw you in high maintenance.
Oh yeah, I was in high maintenance in the background.
I was trying to get in that shoot too. I wish I showed up that day, but I had like a best friend visiting. All my best friends were hanging out, and nobody wanted to go. So.
Oh, I think I told you about it, didn't I?
I think I told you about it. But then, I remember you didn't know it was happening. And then you were like, yeah, come. I can get you in.
Yeah.
And I missed it. Like a fool.
I looked great that day.
That was a great episode, too.
It was a great episode.
I feel like they didn't really use House of Yes that much, actually.
Well, they used it for what they needed to use it for.
Like, they made it feel like... I was surprised. I thought they were going to try to make it... I figured they were going to make, like, some crazy drug scene, some wild drug scene.
Oh, no.
Instead, it actually, like, in that episode, it felt like an off night. It felt like they went there on Tuesday night or something like that. You know what I mean?
Really?
It just didn't feel like a crazy party when you were watching it.
Yeah, there isn't. It's difficult to recreate actual parties like that.
Yeah. I mean,
because when you're there, you could really get lost.
30 people and music and lights.
They had more than 30.
You shift the extras around, you make it look like it's a crazy party.
They had more than 30, didn't they?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, yeah. They had a packed room. I remember I let everybody in. I chose who came in.
Yeah?
I treated it like Studio 54.
Did you not let certain people in?
Mm-hmm.
Like basic, boring, straight dudes?
No. Not necessarily straight dudes, but if you were basic and boring, darling.
You weren't discriminating on gender appearance. You were
discriminating
on basic appearance.
No. But we made a lot of people's dreams come true. Like, there'd be, like, one person in a group of 4 that was dressed up, and we would ask, like, is it okay that you go and not your friends? And the friends would be like, go, you put in all this effort into your outfit.
Yeah.
So they're getting cheered on by their friend, and they just accept that, like, this just won't happen for us tonight.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were really, really dressed up and really, really into it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah, David DJ'd that one. That was cool.
Do you remember what it was like? Do you remember, like, who was directing and how long it took and all that stuff?
Yes, he was directing himself.
The lead actor.
Yes, and it was his birthday.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I remember Anya Sapajnikova, one of the founding partners of House Yes, she goes backstage to the dressing room, and she's like, I have a great idea. What's his name, Ben?
I'm not sure.
I think it's Ben. Let's call him Ben.
Yeah.
She's like, I have a great idea. And he's like, what? And she's like, do you want to do a shot of you smoking in the moon? So
the ending shot where he's
laying in the moon. Yes, yes, that's because of Anya, and I'm directly underneath him, spinning him.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. They end all their episodes with a slow motion, like one take shot like that. But that was dope. That was a perfect way to do it.
It was a good shot.
Yeah.
The producers didn't want him to do it. They followed him out because
Liability?
liability.
That's ridiculous, though.
Yeah, but he's like, I want to do it. It's my birthday.
Yeah.
Ah, he comes to House of Yes.
Does he? Mm-hmm. Fully bearded?
Yes.
I like that show.
Yeah.
That show,
I like that.
it's exceptional, actually. I think it's a really
I think
good
it's
show.
the best depiction of New York City. I love the dog episode where you get to see the dog fall in love and like find new friends, and I'm like, ah.
And he runs away.
Well, he went to go find new friends.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can watch that show now.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the new season.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you got acting chops, and you should get into acting more. And you should pursue that route.
Actually. You're 100% right. I should be looking for more work.
Yeah, auditions suck. There's no doubt about it. It's annoying to have to shift your schedule around.
I don't know if they suck. It's just you have to find a way to make it yours. If you're not going to be comfortable in the room and be yourself in the room, what the hell are you going to be?
Yeah, it's probably.
I know it's ironic, like with acting.
Yeah.
But because it's like, shouldn't you be something else? It's like, yeah, but if you're not comfortable enough to be yourself, you can't tap into that something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. Acting in a nutshell.
Acting.
If you can't tap into it's true though. That's what they tell you in acting classes. You're using your own goddamn body as an instrument, so
yeah,
you gotta tap into that.
Right.
Tap that instrument. Yeah, I mean, all right. Let me just go down this list of topics I wrote down here.
Okay.
Performing to honor the victims of the Miami shooting. I remember that was something you felt passionate about that you did when we were doing your video.
Yeah. I have a performance that I do with Vixen and Clara Bow. They're burlesque performers. We do it to a mixed version of Sia's Titanium. And it was a performance that we created to process our fear and our anger after the Pulse massacre. Yeah. And we were invited to do it at New York City Hall, which was a very exciting opportunity. But it's frustrating to have created a piece of art that's so beautiful in order to mourn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's not a performance piece that we do often. We do it when we need to feel or remember. Are you feeling my emotions, dog?
This dog is ruining my podcast.
No, she's not.
She is a little bit.
Oh, God.
That is not a... Luna, get over here. Get down.
So yeah. I like the performance. I think it's a strong performance, and I like that people feel for the performance, but it's a very sacred performance.
Yeah.
Because it was a scary time. You know, and it crosses my mind sometimes. I'm a paranoid person, and I work in nightlife. But I need to not think about I try not to think about, like, violent, horrible things, because I don't want to manifest that kind of energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so you're saying as that show compares to other shows, maybe your other shows are more rowdy and celebratory and wild and fun. This one's meant to more reflect and honor and tribute.
Yes, very much.
But in doing that itself, it's an honor, and you're I think everybody owes you a debt of gratitude for that, you know?
Oh God, I don't think so.
No? Am I blowing it up too much?
Don't blow it up that much. It's just self-expression. We use the performance whenever we do it. We use the performance to raise money for charity. And we give that to the Anti-Violence Project.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But no one needs to thank me for creating it, because it's by thanking me for creating it, you are in turn thanking those people for dying, so that way I had to mourn.
You think?
Yeah, that's how I see it.
Well, then I won't thank you. But it's still amazing. What's the community like these days? I remember talking to you about community and how there's two sides to it. There's like the competition side, but then there's we all help each other outside to it too.
I have my sisters that I like and that I interact with, but most of the time I just communicate with people through social media.
Yeah.
I'm not in depth in the drag community. I work a lot, and I work a lot solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do fire too.
And well, I am an award-winning fire performer.
We've connected at our friend Tara's spot, the Floasis.
Yes.
I've shot you doing poi. I've seen you doing poi, and you breathe fire as well.
I breathe fire. I eat fire. I touch fire.
Are you still doing it this year? You've been doing it?
Yeah, I've done it.
Live and everything?
Well, yes, live.
For shows?
Not as many as I would like, I suppose. House Yes still doesn't know I do fire.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that funny? It's
Why?
been 3 years there.
Are you trying to keep it secret from them?
No, I've never.
Who's them? I mean, nobody there knows?
The people who cast the shows.
Well, we gotta let them know.
I don't think that they like fire. The first House Yes burned down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they built the new one so it could handle it, but I guess they were already having problems with that, and it's actually not handling it. Is that true, or am I getting that wrong?
We handle everything.
They do fire there, still.
Yeah, they've done fire there, legally.
Yeah.
Yeah, they handle their shit. House Yes has an incredible arsenal of really, really talented go-getters on their staff.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of people who are willing to just put in the work and make something safe and amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there seeing people do the safety checks and stuff. All right. There's we close out on this podcast by talking about if there's anything that makes you angry, what makes you angry? Is it easy to answer?
Oh, it is telling me or somebody that they are too much, I find is frustrating. Mm-hmm. That's why I like environments where you can express and create. Because I don't think that there is such thing as too much. There might be too much for somebody to handle. Mm-hmm. And then they can excuse themselves from the situation.
Yeah.
But do not blame the person who is expressing themselves and loving their life for making you uncomfortable.
Agreed.
Especially if they aren't doing anything that actually harms you.
Yeah.
So, that is a common frustration.
Yeah.
But angers? No. What angers me is when I meet people who don't care about our political system. But then I also have to think about their perspective, and they could potentially be so disenfranchised that they don't believe in the legal system.
Right, there's people who don't know any better, who just don't know. And there's people who
there are people who choose not to know.
Have gone through.
Right.
They just feel like they can't do anything and they're poor.
So I don't know if there's a lot that really angers me. I try not to be angry. I do get frustrated.
Yeah.
But I need to breathe from time to time, and it's something that I really have been working on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the part of being a drag queen is the drama, and that's part of just the persona in a way.
Yeah, the drama, but the drama doesn't have to be real.
Building up, and it doesn't. Yeah, there's
if the drama's real, you'll get nowhere.
Right.
Because then you're just negative.
Yeah.
Or a bitch. But not like one of those good bitches. Not like Miranda Priestley. Like a real jackass.
Like the baddest bitch. The worst bitch. And then the other thing I always close out here is just advice. Like, can you give advice to young people who haven't done anything, that haven't started pursuing their dreams yet?
If you're going to pursue a dream, what I recommend is you just jump in and you just fucking do it. Eventually, you'll build enough confidence in yourself and skills in your talent that you'll be able to pay for yourself. However, I gave a piece of advice recently that I kind of liked. That's cocky. But it was Halloween night, and I'm in a ball gown, looking like a dead Scarlett O'Hara. And this baby drag queen, who knows how many times she'd been in drag, it was Halloween, so it could have been her first. She stops me while I'm busy, but I always have time for a sister. And she asks, "Can I ask you a quick question?" And I'm like, "Yes." And she asks, "How do you become a successful drag queen in New York City?" Mind you, this is in the middle of the hustle and bustle of a very active nightclub on Halloween night. And I'm just like, oh my God. So I had to think of a fast answer. And I told her, show up, dress up, and if they don't remember your name after a year, find something new. And I figured that was decent. So, my advice to y'all is, if you have this hidden talent or this dream that you want to pursue, do it, but really do it. And let it be known that you're doing it. And if they don't remember your name after a year, find something new.
There you go. Advice straight from the mouth of Madame Vivien V on how to be a drag queen. Is that video we made together ever gonna show itself to the world? Is the world ever gonna see that?
There might be some pieces from it. We'll see.
Because that was one of 2 videos I was proud that I made that year. Because I made a lot of bad shit that year, just shit I didn't want to show anybody.
Oh goodness.
And it was sad that one of the things I was actually proud of, nobody gets to see.
Isn't it frustrating?
It's a bummer.
You get to make art for yourself.
So.
But at least
there's nothing in the clause that says like 10 years, 20 years go by. Like CIA has secret documents, and they get declassified after a certain amount of time, right? Can we do that with this?
We can totally do that with this. We'll release it then, but by that point, all of our skills will be higher, and this will be vintage.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll have released vintage art. By that time, I'll be famous enough that people will care. All right.
You gonna take my puppy with you?
I am taking your dog with me.
You're gone, Luna.
You're mine now.
You have a new home.
Oh my God, you're so cute. Ian, it's been a pleasure.
Pleasure's been mine. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Give you a little...
Oh.